Things got completely out of control last night in the NBA. We saw teammates fighting on the bench, a bloody face, some circus shots, and some really bad shots. We got it all, so let's start in Miami, where Jimmy Butler made the headlines for facing his former team after the ugly departure. But we witnessed firsthand that there's no bad blood between them. It's all love. Friendly love, I hope.
Jimmy grabbing up on Kevin Love.
Hello.
Apparently, those two are still okay.
Yeah.
Jokes aside, before the game, Jimmy got his tribute video and the crowd showed support for the guy that literally dragged them to 2 NBA Finals from the 5th and the 8th seed in the East.
Jimmy Butler!
But then the game started, and without Steph Curry, Butler was a shadow of himself on the court.
His sleeve, we know about his closeness with Jimmy Butler. And there he is, Adebayo exploding to the cup. Misses badly.
Oh, what a pass.
Off the floor, Butler, and then a clean strip. Wiggins, and then it's taken by Bam. Draymond looking for Butler underneath, and they get him. Ware.
Great timing there by Ware.
Buckets got dunked on by Bam and then rejected not once but twice by Wiggs and Ware for the utmost joy of the home fans. He scored just 11 points on 3 of 12 shooting in 28 minutes of action. Why so little playing time? Because the Heat shot the lights out in this one. 17 threes on 25 attempts, that's 68% from downtown.
On the shot clock here is a 3 from Bam Adebayo. The guys at halftime and Candace talk about he's got to be a little bit more aggressive.
Herro bangs it down, and the exclamation point to get us to halftime.
The buzzer beater by Herro put the Heat up by 17 going into the locker rooms. And coming out in the third, Adebayo has put the Defensive Player of the Year nominee into a blender.
All right, that was not what Steve Kerr was hoping for to begin. What a finish by Bam Adebayo.
Bam led his team with 27 points in a wire-to-wire beatdown. And Kelly Ware just put the cherry on top when he did this.
So we crossed the 5-minute mark in the quarter. Here comes Ware. Unbelievable!
That was a 7-footers, ladies and gentlemen.
After the game, Jimmy wasn't feeling like talking to his former teammates, so he headed straight to the showers. Meanwhile, Steph and the rest of the Warriors crew showed love to Andrew Wiggins. Moving on to Utah, where tensions escalated on the Grizzlies bench. Wow, Bane shoved Aldama so hard, putting him in his seat like he's a little kid and not a guy taller than him. This seemed to get the competitive juices flowing because the Grizzlies went from trailing by 14 in the second quarter to leading by 40 at the end of the game.
Splits that three-point line now, slides to his left, triples away and good. Bane has burned the Jazz for 17.
Nice job of disrupting the half-court game of the Grizzlies.
You see that, T?
How fortuitous was that?
Up off the top, Aldama steps to his right, they'll feed inside. And right now, Huff's beating the Jazz. Aldama, Kennard, they go corner, and the 3-ball is good.
A 54-point turnaround in a game is not something you see quite often. And in the middle of it all, KJ Martin threw the worst air ball of the season.
KJ Martin was rubbing his hands on his shorts. I don't know if the ball slipped out. It was a nice try, made for a good optical.
That was horrendous. Regardless, Memphis had 10 guys scoring over 8 points, and you guessed it, Bane and Aldama led the way with 21 and 19 points respectively. And from one blowout to another, just to show you this astonishing fact. The Spurs went 10.5 minutes without scoring a single bucket against the Pistons. That's right, from 11:20 in the second quarter when Mamukelashvili hit this triple all the way up to 32 seconds left in the period when Devin Vassell made this layup. San Antonio went 0 for 17 from the field. They scored 7 points though, but all from the free throw line. Detroit used that to go on a 30-12 stretch and sealed the victory even at halftime. The Pistons won their second straight without Cade Cunningham and have the best defense in the league in the last 15 games. They're breathing in Milwaukee's neck right now. And with the bad news about Damian Lillard's blood clot in his right calf, which could sideline him for the season, Detroit has a chance to climb the standings. They can push for a higher seed to avoid New York and secure a playoff matchup against the Pacers. And speaking of my Knicks, they tore the Mavs apart last night.
Hart will bring it back out. OG point-blank range could not finish. Towns for 3, keeping pace with the Knicks. Towns fakes, Jones falls down, and Towns with the flush. Hart drives inside, layup, he banks it in with 1.3 remaining. Bane kicks it out, Josh Hart tries a three, puts it in.
With AD sitting this one out because of the back-to-back, obviously, New York dominated inside the paint. Both Karl Towns and Josh Hart notched a triple-double, which got them a spot in the history books. But the man of the hour was OG Anunoby.
Anunoby drives, goes inside the floater, off the glass is good. Anunoby at the rim.
He led the Knicks with 35 points on 62% efficiency, showing what a true warrior looks like when he saw blood on his face but wiped it off with his jersey before knocking down the three.
OG's bleeding.
They took a shot that time.
The officials haven't seen his mouth. They haven't called a timeout.
They wiped it pretty quickly off the jersey. Corner three. It's good. OG Anunoby with 30.
On the other side, Najee Marshall had himself a ball game.
Goes to the Chua, goes inside. Bank shot is good.
No, it came later.
Oh, I saw him pass when he came here. Najee Marshall, beautiful spin move.
A career-high 38 points for Marshall, but to no avail. This must be the quietest 38 ever. And while we're talking about 30-point games, Paolo Banchero just got his 4th in a row.
Charlotte gets back. Banchero goes right through them and attacks the rim. With Banchero, 3-point shot. Paolo, it's good.
Banchero has Green in front of him. Tries to back him down. 4th consecutive 30-piece for Banchero.
But LaMelo Ball was on the other end cooking as well.
Score the goal! Hornets down by 5, down by 3. LaMelo!
Wow. Turn over your shoulder and a tough fadeaway.
Another and 1!
Ball scored 14 of his 25 in the final period, causing the Hornets commentator to lose his mind when
LaMelo's got the last 9 for the Hornets. Deep one. Matches for LaMelo!
man, he's the GOAT for real. Alone in his effort, Melo continued the pursuit of the Magic.
Mark. LaMelo powers it on top of Wagner.
However, Paolo would have the last laugh because first he put his team up by 3 on his second try here, and then watched LaMelo turning the ball over twice in the clutch, handing the win over to him and his team.
And what do we have? It's Orlando Ball, bucket in the worst way. Oh, LaMelo. LaMelo has just fouled out of the game.
And we gotta show this electric performance of Jalen Green against the Hawks.
Verizon Orbit came behind the back, tomahawk jam. Houston needed to get going offensively, and that's what you want to see.
A clamp, knocked away, stolen by Green, dunked by Green.
I don't think you need to overreact.
Oh, spin, drop, dunk. Jalen Green put on a show.
Jalen was sailing in front of his own fans, 32 points and 11 boards on 58% from the field, getting the bounce-back win for the Rockets, who are now 2 games ahead of Denver in the Wild West. Speaking of wild, you gotta check out my last video where I broke down yesterday's action, which included the worst defensive sequence of the season and the Magic crushing Luka and the Lakers. Talk to you in the next one. Peace out.